All right, guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. We're in the car today, and it's a selfie style video because I am in the car and I need to get this video up because this video is going to help you make money. This video is going to help you get unstuck, and this video is going to give you some clarity around why you're not making the money that you want to make and the one thing you need to focus on to actually get this to start working. So who am I and why should you listen to me? Well, I'm just a random dude on the internet who wanted to be an entrepreneur, who failed for a long time, who felt like it worked for everyone else, but that for some reason things were harder for me or my circumstances were different, and that I would just, it just was never going to work for me. And now I run a business. I run a brand that we do okay. And I want to share some of the lessons because it's surreal to now have things, working, to have a business that's working. And it's surreal to look back and just see how stuck I was for a lot of those years. So with that being said, let's just get into it. If you're starting from scratch, you're trying to get money in the door, and that should be your goal. You're picking your business model, you're figuring out what you should be hustling on, and that's really the first thing. And whatever you pick, and this video is not about the skill set you should pick. There's lots of different options when you're starting out, whether you jump into service or freelancing, whatever it is. This goes for either an in-person business. Like I used to do side hustles, like I'd literally clean people's cars, and you can make pretty good money doing that. So it's not a bad idea. So if you're an in-person business, or if you're an online business and like you want to freelance, you want to copyright, and that's what I really got into, was freelance copywriting, specifically email marketing. I got really obsessed with that, and that's how I made my first 6 figures in income. So I want to dial in on that. Whatever you're going to pick, the principle is the same in terms of how you're going to succeed. And this is stuff that I learned from other people. Honestly, so many ideas are essentially just regurgitated because the good ones stick. I think Tim Ferriss said the good ideas stick, right? So you can journal, you can do all these things. At the end of the day, it's like most of that stuff just you forget about. I've tried to journal, I've tried to do all these things, I've tried all the different hacks, the systems, I read the book, and the good stuff sticks. So this is just one good thing that stuck with me, that got me results, and I want to just walk you through how it can help you get results too. So essentially, it's where the rubber hits the road, where that really matters. Money in your bank account, getting paid. That's what we need to happen here, right? And so we need to do the things that create, that transaction. We need to put in the inputs that allow the transactions to occur so that we actually get paid. And that sounds simple, but there's a lot of activities we do, and there's a lot of things you're probably doing if you're watching this that don't directly contribute to that happening. So you're researching, you're listening to YouTube videos, you're listening to podcasts, you're doing all these things because you're hustling, but you may be neglecting the one thing that moves the needle. And what really brought this home for me was a video by Nate Schmidt. He has since privatized his YouTube videos, which is too bad. They were really great. He talked more about drop shipping and stuff. You could still search him on a podcast. Great listen. Nate Schmidt, shared it to him. But he talked about putting offers in front of people. And if you're not putting offers in front of people, how are you going to make a sale? How are you going to close a client, right? So this goes for if you're doing outreach, if you're running ads, whatever it is. If you're not putting an offer in front of someone, then how are you going to make a sale? And the answer is you're probably not going to. Someone might come find you. Inbound takes a long time. But when you're starting out, you need to be pitching, or you need to be running ads, or you need to be DMing. You need to be putting your service or product in front of a potential buyer, because that creates the circumstances where a sale might occur. And if you're not doing that, nothing's really going to happen. I mean, I'm a big fan of listening to the podcasts. I'm a big fan of consuming the content. I think you do learn from that. I like audiobooks. I've listened to tens, probably not tens of thousands. Anyways, tons of content. Love that. And I mean, that's why I'm making these videos. I love content, but you need to couple that with action. So let's take the example. My example was freelance copywriting. And I was like, I didn't have a job. This is like literally 2 years ago, almost to the day, where I was like, okay, I was like the business guy because I always talked about it, but I like, there I was broke, barely able to pay my rent, and like not wanting to get a job, right? And so I'm like, okay, I need to friggin' make this work. Like, what do I need to do? And when I really got down to it, I was like, okay, I need to pick what my offer is. And I was like, okay, that's going to be copywriting. Freelance copywriting, specifically email marketing, email copywriting. Okay, that's a thing. Other people have done it. I know I can do this. Like, I need to pitch people. And anything else is a distraction. Like, I just cut away all the other noise. And I was like, if I'm not pitching people, I'm not putting an offer in front of someone. If I'm not pitching someone, I'm not creating the circumstances where a sale can occur, where I can close a client. And that's what I did. I just obsessed. I was like sending messages, I was making lists of companies to reach out to and sending them creative messages, pitching them on copywriting services, more specifically on email marketing. Basically, hey, I want to write you some emails. Hey, I think I can help you increase revenue with emails. These messages are all over the place now. It's kind of funny because I get pitched, but it still does work. There's ways of sending messages that you know have a better chance than others. So that's probably a different video. Like, so many people are just super douchey reaching out. I've definitely been that guy in the past as well. But you want to be helpful, creative, funny, and then you want to follow up because people are busy. And especially business owners are busy, and it's hard to realize how busy they are or how much spam they get till you're on the other end of it. But that's a separate video. For now, you just need to, let's go back to the freelancing thing. So yeah, so I knew I needed to send DMs, send emails. So I was making lists of companies that I wanted to write for, and then I was pitching them on Instagram and via email. And I'm going to link I have a free course, free freelancing email course down below that I think is still updated, but I'll drop that. You just put in your email, you get it. So that's what I did. I was like, I need to take this seriously. And so I was like, hey, for the next 3 months, I was like, I'm going to just lock in. I need to give this a legitimate effort. I need to give this a legitimate try. And the way I tracked that is literally, I was like, okay, you know, if I reach out to 400 businesses, I was like, chances are I'll land a client. I think I said something like that. I was like, if I do the inputs, if I put this offer in front of 400 potential businesses, someone is going to say yes. And like, that did happen, and it can still happen to you. Essentially, it was a DM on Instagram. So you could do this on Instagram, or you could do this on via email. As long as you don't have a totally like retarded Instagram profile, just put writer in your bio, copywriter, and like, you just don't want it to be a total like anon account. But it's not like I had tons of followers or anything. I pitched, I really like your brand. You know, I saw this influencer using the product and I'd like to write you a free email. Can I send that over? He said, sure. We got on a call. I pitched them on email, both writing the emails and managing their Klaviyo account. They said yes. That one client totally changed my life and made it made it all worth it. I was going to grow an agency at the time. That was my plan. I ended up just working with mostly that client, a few other small clients, and then launching my own brand. But this is kind of the backstory. And the story was when I focused on those inputs and I got obsessed about the thing that actually mattered, which was pitching clients, like, that's when I got the result. And so if you're struggling, if you're stuck and you're like, which business model is it? Or, you know, how do I get it to work? Chances are you're probably avoiding the one thing that you need to do to actually get this online entrepreneur business thing off the ground. And you can do that starting today. You don't need some expensive thing. You don't need a course. And guys, like, I'm a huge fan of courses. You saw the last video. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on courses. I'm going to tell you something right now. Like, this is me having taken the courses, and they've been great. I love them. I did Cardinal Mason's Inner Circle Copy MBA coaching program. And they basically, a lot of these courses are going to tell you the same stuff that I'm telling you. Like, you still have to go do the outreach. They might say, oh, try this line, or do this outreach, or here's the type of business that we're seeing, people get results with. But like, the gist of it, guys, is the outreach. It's like, are you pitching businesses? Because you need to do outreach. And then that's the 80-20. Like, that's the 80-20 of this whole thing. And if you're not doing that, if you're not putting offers in front of people, then none of the other stuff really matters, okay? And it's annoying because it's kind of simple and you don't want to do the outreach. And it's kind of not fun sometimes. I felt like a loser sometimes on a Saturday night sending emails, pitching copywriting, but I was like, this is my life. I've decided to do this. I'm going to friggin' make this work. And it did. And you don't have to do that forever. It's another cool thing I heard people say, and it's kind of true, is you just need kind of one. You kind of need one shot. You need one good client. They might refer you to someone else. Then you have a case study. You can reference them. Maybe you create content around what you've done for them. I didn't do that, but now I'm doing it. Now I'm creating content, and I realize the value in that more, because I still had like a scarcity mindset starting out where I was like, well, if I don't have any clients, how can I create content? And it's like, that's a limiting belief too. Start presenting yourself on YouTube as a copywriter and talk about what you're learning. And at a certain point, someone will reach out to you. So that's another, I would say, definitely do the outreach, but make content too. Like, there's so much more stuff I could have done, but at the time you're impatient. And that's maybe the last thing, is like, you're probably impatient. And I would just say, if you want to get this going, if you want to make money, if you want to make this entrepreneur thing real, give it a good shot. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow. It doesn't have to happen next week, although it could. You actually could land a client that soon. It could change your life that soon. But commit 3 months. Like, drive Uber, or like, do some job if you're down bad and you need money. But like, then plan, okay, like, this is my 6th month. This is my 3 month or my 6th month where I'm going hard. I'm giving this the shot, because I'm going to be, down the road, if I never gave this a shot, I'm going to be mad at myself. And I know I'm capable of this, and I don't have to live like this forever. But now I'm going to just pitch hard. I'm going to obsess over freelancing. I'm going to obsess over the skill set, or whatever the thing is that moves that needle. Maybe you're an in-person business. You're going to friggin' go door to door. I helped my brother start a landscaping and tree service business. Last story here, and I'll end it here. And it was like, oh, we want to start a business and it's fun. And it's like, how do we get jobs? No one knows who we are. I'm like 20 years old. And it's like, oh yeah, we got to go door to door. That's what we have to do. And so we go to the rich area of Toronto, because that's where we were at the time. And I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're like, yeah, we just got to sell. We go door to door. I go and I knock on these rich people's doors, like we are doing a tree service, like literally just selling door to door. Anyways, this maybe a couple days into that, this nice Asian lady, I'm like, we do tree work. She's like, oh, do you want to come have a look? We go around behind. I'm like quoting tree jobs, which like, I just, this is the other thing. You don't have to know how to do this shit. You just need to take the actions and then figure it out. I didn't know how to manage a Klaviyo account when I landed that other client, and you figure it out. But like, if you don't get the client, then what's the point in figuring it out? Like, get the client first. Anyways, the story, this nice Chinese lady or Asian lady. And, I recommend, like, yeah, we can trim that. She's like, I want to do this. I'm like, no problem. I think I was like $2,300. And then she's like, oh, could we do it for like 18? And I was like, done deal. We'll do it. That was the first big job that me and my brother signed. It was like, it became real. Then the business became real. It was like, we can do this, and then after that, I signed more jobs. He signed more jobs. He kills it with that business to this day. And we still talk about these stories of the early days of pitching. But it's like, how many people do you know who talk about starting a business and they don't friggin' do anything? And I've been that person. Because the thing is, it was the same. I'd already learned that lesson. But then when I went to do the online stuff, I did the same way. I was like dilly-dallying around with whatever, all the dumb shit that doesn't matter. When at the end of the day, it's pitching. You need to be pitching, or you need to be running ads, or you need to be making the content. Whatever moves the needle for you, that is the thing you need to focus on. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If you're still here, I'm rooting for you. I really am. This stuff can change your life. It has changed my life. You need to not have excuses. You need to realize that you're the only person who can make this happen for you. You can easily, in the next 3 months, sign a client, or even faster than that. In the next 6 months, you can sign 2 to 3 clients. The same goes for in-person business. You can do these things. It can change your life. I firmly believe that within a year, you can easily be doing well over 6 figures. This is not a scam. I've done it. I do well over that now in revenue, and it's just so real and it's so doable. I hope this video cuts through some of the BS for you, or some of the questions or excuses you might have, or some of the, oh, I didn't take the course, or I can't afford the coaching, so I don't have the info. I'm telling you guys, this is most of it. Like, the other stuff is just, that's after. You don't need that stuff yet. Right now, you just need encouragement. And so I encourage you, this will change your life. Do not have excuses. Do not have a limited mindset around this. You can do this. I'm telling you, you can do it. I was the person who thought it couldn't work for me. It did. Take action. Please like this video. Grab the free guide below. That's basically, I walk through this same stuff in more depth there. Hope this helps you guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Please drop a comment or say hi if you want in the comments. Peace.